Hey, you know that I've already talked about how great sales can reduce churn. If you sell right, you can actually reduce churn, but it works the other way as well. Great customer success can boost revenue. Okay. If you perform customer success and your customer success function really, really well, you can boost your revenue. This episode is going to show you exactly how to do that with my guest, John. He will walk you through it. I hope you enjoy.
Welcome to SaaS-Story in the Making, the podcast that features the people who made the software world what it is today and the leaders who are shaping the future of technology. Here's your host, Matt Wallach.
Yes, I am Matt. I am your host. This is SaaS-Story in the Making. And on SaaS-Story in the Making, we usually talk about growth with your SaaS business and scaling and sales and marketing. This one might feel like a bit of a shift from that. However, we're still focused on growth. We're going to talk about customer success and how you do it, how you deliver it, and how well you are doing that really matters and can impact your growth. So we're going to really dive into that today. I am delighted to be joined by my guest, John Tzagarakis. John, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Matt. It's nice to be
Good.
here. Thank you for inviting me. It's a great show.
Absolutely. I'm really happy to have you on board. Let me tell you everybody about John. So he is the founder and director at Customer Consulting Network. It's a business that really helps businesses set up and advance their customer success function. In order to increase their customer satisfaction scores, to help their retention rate, and boost their recurring revenue. He's been a leader in customer success for quite a long time. So I'm thrilled to really dive into customer success with John today. John, once again, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Matt. Great to be here.
For sure. So tell me, what's going on with you lately and what's coming up?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I started my personal consulting business in parallel to my day job early in January. The name of my personal business is Customer Consulting Network. And what's been going on lately is I've been consulting as an advisor with businesses looking to either set up their customer success function or looking to strengthen their existing CS practice. And I've had a lot of demand also from individual customer success managers that either came from other professions to the customer success function and want to advance their skills, become more productive and more impactful in their day-to-day work. And also I've been advising customer success leaders on how to plan, how to build, and how to manage a high-performing CS team. As you will know, the customer success community is thriving on LinkedIn. So in parallel to consulting, I have been engaging a lot with the customer success community through my LinkedIn posts and through several events and webinars. While doing that, I have been listening to the current challenges of customer success leaders and customer success managers, and through my conversations with them, that helps me a lot to shape my offerings and my services and focus on solving the problems that matter most, so to speak. So yeah, what's coming up? I will continue doing that. I'm continuing consulting. As I'm building my network through LinkedIn, I meet a lot of interesting people in customer success, and not in customer success, but people like yourself that I see. You have an audience that I can speak to and that I can learn from as well. So I'm focused on that, on all those things moving forward.
That's beautiful. I think we should always be learning. I want to understand, what gave you the idea to start your business, Customer Consulting Network? How did you decide, hey, I want to go out and help people be better at customer success?
Well, I have been working in customer-facing roles for over 12 years. And in the last 2-3 years, I found myself many times being asked by other colleagues and also by LinkedIn contacts my advice on how to manage enterprise accounts, what are the best practices of customer success, and so on. So, and in my role, in my day job as a senior CSM, both at Aviva, where I am now, and at GE, where I was previously for 9 years, I helped a lot of younger CSMs. I coached them. I brought them up to speed. in order to become better in the roles, right? So that gradually led me to think that there is a great need for training and consulting in the customer success field for many reasons. And while I've been networking in the past year on LinkedIn and outside LinkedIn in my everyday job, uh, I noticed that the first characteristic of the customer success function and profession is that because it is relatively new, the barriers to entry are currently very low, meaning a lot of professionals from different backgrounds can start a customer success career without necessarily having a background in customer success per se.
Very
So
true.
they could be coming from sales, marketing, support, or even non-software business related roles, or
For sure.
nothing customer facing, let's say. So what I notice is that many of them don't have the right skill set to be CSMs right away, but they do have the potential and they need coaching. And the same goes for managers. I'm actually, through my interactions, I'm surprised at how many professionals in customer success become team managers and people leaders at a very young age, which I haven't seen, necessarily in other functions.
I
Uh,
see that a lot as
so
well.
I see, yes, that they're 21, 22, 23 years old and they're people leaders or directors, and
Hmm.
maybe didn't have the years of experience working with big customers, big accounts, or setting up teams or managing teams to build up naturally to a leadership role. So
Hmm.
as well, I see that CS leaders in that sense need some kind of guidance. And in all these cases, I find that my experience in an environment like GE, which is for 9 years, I worked there, and it's a very well structured in terms of developing playbooks, repeatable processes, standardized reporting structures internally, with a lot of emphasis on leadership skills. I found that my background helps immensely the customers that I consult with and
Hmm.
coach. At the same time, I have to say I am learning a lot myself, because consulting is a profession, especially in customer success, that everything is quite new. That by interacting with other customer success managers and other leaders, uh, you give something, but you learn a lot as well. My customer success background is in a certain software environment, but right now customer success has gone beyond software as a service. It has gone to all kinds of customer facing businesses
Really?
that
Yep.
sell a product or sell a service, uh, or are have recurring revenue or don't have recurring revenue. You see many fashion brands having now customer success, or you see business newspapers like Financial Times, for example, having a customer success department.
Wow.
So it's really impressive how it started from SaaS, but it has expanded to so many different businesses.
So why or how do you differentiate between customer success and customer service? I think a lot of people kind of mix that up. How do you see those differing?
This is a really good question, Matt, and there is often confusion as to what customer success is and what it is not.
Hmm.
So you're giving me a good opportunity to clarify. So
Good.
customer service is a reactive tactic. It focuses on fixing problems and to keep customers satisfied. When customers have problems, they submit tickets, they send emails, they make phone calls, and hopefully you have a services team or a support team that resolves those problems, and customers are happy and they continue working with you. That's customer service. Customer success management is a proactive service. Customer success is about being proactive, um, and um, you know pinpointing problems and opportunities, collecting data from the customer, as many data points as possible, and understand what is the status of the customer, what is the health of your account. Is there
Hmm.
any churn risk? Is there any opportunity to upsell? Is there any opportunity to improve our relationship with the customer by growing our product in a direction that the customer wants to grow as well? how can we improve the customer experience over the customer life cycle? So it's a complete mindset shift from what customer service was and what account management was traditionally. In that, as I said, it's proactive. You are focusing on business outcomes. What
Mhm.
does the customer want to accomplish with your product or your service? And it's a cross team effort. This is really important. It's a cross functional effort, customer success. Customer success alone cannot make it as a function. You need the support of sales, support services, product teams, training teams, implementation teams, and
Absolutely.
customer success. The customer success manager role is in the middle of that, as a systems thinker. Let's say you have to bring all these together to serve your customer.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. What are you seeing and what do leaders need to start implementing as the best strategies for customer success?
Yeah, I, I think when a business starts thinking about uh, building a customer success department or function, first of all, there needs to be alignment at a strategic or executive level, or if it's a small
For
startup,
sure.
between the co-founders of the startup on why do they want to invest in customer success, what is the purpose of it, and from the beginning they need to build cross-functional processes that bring all the teams together in
Yep.
customer success. So that's the first thing, to start from the top, that there needs to be executive alignment so that when you're building a customer focused uh, company, that all the departments have a common goal in serving the customer better. It will not make much difference if you have a customer success manager or a customer success department extinguishing fires when the rest are not customer focused, right? So the sales people need to sell and onboard customers in a certain way. The marketing people need to work with that in mind as well. Uh, each function needs to work in a customer centric way to make
Hmm.
customer success work. On top of that, I would advise leaders um, to start building the foundation of their customer success organization by designing first their customer journey, thinking, you know, how does the customer engagement look from the customer's eyes? uh, it's the pre-sale, the sale, the handover to customer success, let's say onboarding or implementation, adoption, and the renewal. That is, most companies, that's how they define their customer journey. There might be a couple of differences here and there. So when companies start their customer success journey, I would advise them to look at this customer journey, customer engagement journey, and understand what would be the best way to communicate and interact with the customer at each stage of this journey.
Hmm.
And what processes do they have now in place, and what processes do they still think they need to develop in order to communicate better with their customers. So these are really the fundamentals. Once you have established those, then you can start the technical customer success implementation, meaning building your playbook, building templates, building processes for each part of the customer journey. For example, you know, an onboarding deck would be a good idea.
Mm.
Uh, Instructions on when the customer submits a product enhancement request, then what is the process inside that company? How does the product team look at it together with customer success to understand, is this going to grow the customer if we if this enhancement or this feature is developed, or is it going to help us as well? you know so this is sort of the automated playbooks that we usually call them customer success playbooks, is that you need to have a process in place for every customer action to understand, um, what do you need to do from your side, um, to respond to that. There's a misconception also, and that in order to have a good customer success department from the beginning, you need to buy and invest in customer success software from day one. I do not necessarily agree with that. Meaning there is a lot of improvement. Certainly, customer success software helps customer success managers and leaders and cross-functional leaders very, very much in having visibility into customer data. Absolutely, it helps a lot. But there are other things that need to happen first, to build your cross-functional processes, your playbook, and your templates and your processes, and then you can automate it, right? Not the other way around, I would advise. You need to know first, what do you want to accomplish? What insights and actions do you want to automate? I guess, and some other advice I would like to give is that, speak to, if you're thinking to start building your customer success department, speak to professionals. Speak to someone that you trust, that that can train your team, invest in your team skills, invest in building your playbook and your processes and the CS software, as we said, and complement them with the tools that they need to succeed.
I love that. I
In a
love that.
nutshell.
I think too many times people try to do something without talking to experts, and they go out and they figure it out on their own, or they don't figure it out. In most cases, they look up this, they saw this blog, and they're not actually talking to an expert who lives this and breathes it every day. And so
Yes.
whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whether it's customer success, talk with an expert. Get to know what they've seen, what from their experience. And if they're an expert at that, I'm telling you, they are talking to people every day. As you mentioned, yep. John just talked about it. He talks to people about customer success all day, every day. Whereas for a software company, and if you're a software founder or leader, that's just one piece of what you think about. So he's doing this all the time. So talk with somebody who is invested in this, who's deep into this pond, and get their experience to guide you and make sure you're making the right decisions, that you are not getting off on a wrong path. I love that, John.
Yeah, and Matt, I would add something here, that because customer success is new, and as I said, there's many people coming from different backgrounds into customer success, and there's a very vibrant customer success community on LinkedIn mainly. You see a lot of posts that is what I call free advice, right? Anybody can post something, but first of all, one size does not fit all. If someone posts his or her advice on LinkedIn, doesn't mean that this is a best practice automatically, right?
Sure.
So that's the first thing, and you don't know the background of this person. How many years of experience do they have? Of course, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but if you follow the customer success hashtags like I am, and you look at your feed every day, you will see like thousands of free advice posts. This is how to do this. This is how to do this. This is how to do this. But then how much of it is actually useful in the end for someone that are starting their customer success department now, and they want someone to advise them professionally on what fits for them, right? What is the best solution for them? So as a side note to what you said about the the vibrant community of CS, it's great that it is like that, but let's be careful.
Agreed. I want to ask you, so how can customer success, and specifically having a great customer success function, how can that help growth? What are the ways that can actually help to fuel growth or provide revenue growth for the company?
Yeah, so it is a combination of things. It's actually three things. So the first thing it does, it improves the renewal process with customers. Yep. The second thing it does, it reduces churn, and the third thing it does, customer success does, is driving revenue. So on the first bit, on the renewal process, in the technology industry, historically, the days are gone that you secured customers for life with contracts and technological barriers, old school enterprise sales, let's call it so. These
Well,
days,
back in the day, you would sell some big enterprise legacy system with one big upfront payment, and whether they were happy or not, you didn't care. You made the sale, you're gone. SaaS is a
yeah,
different story. It's recurring every month, every quarter, every year. It's not the same way.
exactly. So nowadays, customers hold the power. So businesses that are selling software, they face this renewal sales process constantly every year,
Mhm.
or even more often in some cases. So each time a customer sees your quarterly or your annual subscription bill, they're wondering, should I be paying for this? Does it bring me value? What is the outcome I'm accomplishing with this software or this service? So because the renewal conversations occur with much greater frequency nowadays with subscription models than with perpetual software sales, that has made the customer successes role imperative in tech businesses. So having a customer success manager and a department, first of all, you can manage these renewal conversations much better. When the time comes for
Mhm.
a renewal, you can provide to the customer all the insights from all year, let's say, that you've been dealing with them, of how you brought value to them. And you make that renewal process more productive, more meaningful, and you make it eventually, hopefully, successful, right?
It's great.
So that's the first part about the renewal process. Uh, the second part, that it is reducing churn. Um, so in order to reduce churn, uh, that involves actually, you cannot predict churn. You can only stop it. You can be proactive with
Hmm.
training your customer, educating your customer, listening to your customers' feedback on your product, on what is going right, what is not going right, how you can improve, how you can grow your product, how you can change your services. When you combine all that information, uh, what we call in our profession customer health data, uh, you can inform your product and your development team to be proactive about enhancements, about additions, and you help resolve customers' problems proactively. Sometimes you resolve problems that they did not know that they had yet,
Mhm.
because you speak to so many different customers that use the same product, and one customer benefits from your experience as a customer success manager from other customers. So it is the proactive way that we, the CSMs, are dealing with customers that reduces churn. So that's number two. And how does it drive revenue, which was your initial question? Uh, so how does it drive revenue? So with technology companies, when you have a software or a service, there are many abundant opportunities to upsell or cross-sell, and customer success provides a mechanism for not first of all identifying those opportunities, sometimes creating them
Mhm.
proactively, but more importantly, capitalizing on them. Uh, you know the the costs associated with acquiring a new customer, maybe in the first year when you work with a customer, the cost of acquisition will balance out by your revenue in year one. But if you are proactive and work like that with a customer success team in place in the following years in a subscription model, the benefits of having and the cost of having a customer success team in place, are much less than the revenue that you will get with upselling and cross-selling and capitalizing on it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say yes, the proactive, the way of operationalizing, upselling and cross-selling is what drives revenue on top of preventing churn and improving the renewal process.
That's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
cool to see an expert like you break it down and make it very simple because it's true. I mean, if you have great customer success, it'll help your business grow. It'll drive revenue. So I love hearing that. This has been awesome, John. We're out of time now, but this is some really good stuff. You're spouting out some good knowledge. How shall our audience learn more about you and what you're doing?
So first, I would ask them to please make sure to connect with me on LinkedIn. I am constantly posting material with a lot of value, a lot of techniques and frameworks that you guys can use in your everyday work, either as an individual contributor, a customer success manager, or as a customer success leader. And you can, as I said, you can use it immediately, and you can make your everyday work better immediately by using the tools and the frameworks that I provide. If you're thinking to start your customer success function, or if you want to advance your existing customer success practice, or if you're a professional looking to enter the customer success function or improve your skills, I can help you as well. So connect with me on LinkedIn, direct message me on LinkedIn. Matt, I will give you also my Calendly link. So whoever wants to book a call with me, they can book a call with me directly. I will make sure, as I said, I participate in a lot of events, in a lot of podcasts. Recently, I've teamed up with CS Insider, which is a customer success hub with a lot of resources and a lot of other thought leaders in customer success that we discuss about all the current hot topics and issues and how to resolve them. So if there are any events in the future that I participate or I organize myself, I will make sure to let you know, Matt, so that you can let our audience know as well. And also, yes, for your audience, Matt, I could also introduce a special offer, if you like, that they can book with me 1 hour free consultation. Maybe we can have a chat and identify what are their biggest challenges, what works for them, and what doesn't work for them in their organization with regards to customer success, and how can I help them. I can give you that 1 hour offer with no further obligation. They can discuss with me any challenge they have, and hopefully I can help them.
That's amazing, John. Super, super cool of you to offer that. So make sure, for those of you who are watching, you will have the notes and the links there. Make sure for those of you who are listening, it'll be in the podcast notes. John's offering you a free 1 hour consultation so he can get your customer success leveled up. That is super, super cool. So once again, we've been talking with John Tzagarakis. Want to make sure I get the name right. John Tzagarakis, who is from Customer Consulting Network, the customer success legend. I love it. John, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Absolutely. For everybody else out there, please make sure you subscribe. If you're watching this, hit the little subscribe button with the bell. If you are listening, subscribe to the podcast. We're giving you great guests and experts like John, who will tell you all about how to help your business get better and better. Thank you very much for coming. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.